Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft Season 6. Today we're starting things off at the resort that we started building in the last episode, and I gotta say, I really like the look of this thing. I mean, it is really weird. It does look really weird with all these jungle colored planks and stuff, but it does certainly look like a resort, doesn't it? And since the last episode, I've seemed to have got some signs here. Iskall, you most hospitable man. Hospitable man? Yeah, absolutely. For how many diamonds and at what time might a seriously inquisitive hermit procure lodging? My goodness, I feel like I'm in the 1800th century here. Ever yours in lively kindness, Joe Hills. I mean, inquisitive hermit procure lodging. He does know that I'm Swedish, right? And I don't understand any of that. I do understand one thing though, and I do understand for how many diamonds. And with that, I can only assume that this means that he wants to buy an apartment at the resort, which is great. I haven't even done any marketing. Like, this is clearly working out in terms of making diamonds off of the living. The only problem is, it's not finished, it's not secure, I don't have the casino built, and today we're actually not gonna work on the resort. Yeah, today we have some more important tasks for our own security and safety. So we're gonna make our way back to the main hermit land, and I am a little bit scared because I decided to do this as the sun is setting. Now, so far in Demise, I'm quite shocked about this, but no one has died due to mobs or nighttime, which is weird because to me, the scariest part is a creeper coming up and going like, "Oh man." I don't know that meme, I'm sorry. Anyway, what we're gonna be working on today is the Architect bunker. I want to make sure to install the entrance that Grian has ordered for the Architect bunker. And I got a really good idea for this one. Like, I got a really good idea. It took me a while, I'm not gonna lie. It took me a week to think about, which is weird. But I think I've come up with a plan that is just gonna be... It's just gonna be brilliant. It's just gonna be brilliant. Now, the reason I want to work on the bunker instead of the resort today is because the server is getting more dangerous every single minute that passes. Now, at the moment, I'm pretty sure that we have got 3 people dead. 3! I mean, 3 people that can trap us, that can do whatever to the world to help us join the demise. And that's scary. That's really scary. So I need to make sure that we are secure before we can do anything else. Now, for this entrance, we're gonna start off with a very simple little auto shutting or hidden trapdoor sort of thing with pistons. That made no sense in the world. I'm really bad at explaining things sometimes, but basically I want to have a flush door here where we have 2 grass blocks like that, and then off the press of a button, those retract and a stair is put in its place. So that means I'm gonna need some pistons on this side. Now, lately I've been trying to become better with pistons. It is my weakness in redstone. I'm not very good with pistons. For example, I can see already that these 2 pistons here need to be... Oh, I have no proper blocks here. These 2 pistons right here needs to be placed there, I think. Yeah, those pistons are going to be grabbing these grass blocks. They're going to be pulled down, and then these pistons here are going to pull those pistons and the grass blocks to the side. These pistons are then going to push out stairs. So that means that I want this piston on this side, and I think that looks correct. So that means we're gonna have stairs right there, and the last block you'll have to just jump, I suppose. Maybe I can do something there, I'm not sure. But then I need to power these pistons and then power these pistons. Right, so if I just connect this redstone line up together and put a lever here, this should now work. So we should see these 2 grass blocks being pulled down and then pulled out to the side, leaving an empty space for me to push in those stairs. So, yep, that works. And the reason that works, my golden rule, is because there is a 2-tick difference between the flushing pistons, these here, and the pulling pistons, these on the side. So I had got 3 ticks on my repeaters here, and I got 1 tick on the repeater there. And yeah, it's just a 2 tick difference basically. This shouldn't be too tricky. So if I take the redstone from that signal that powers this and just invert it like this, and then do something like that with a redstone dust there. That does the stairs. So if I now, what happens if I pull the lever? That seemed to have worked. No, not quite. That didn't quite seem to work. I think, why, what is happening there? I think we may have just an update order issue here. Okay, so let's see what this does. That, okay, that's good. That is really good. Okay, so if I pull the lever again, okay, so that works, and then when pushing it out, we just need to update this piston. Yes, an update piston problem. So that should be, wait a minute, so that should be super simple. If I send a delayed signal to this redstone line here, maybe through there, that would power, oh, this is, yeah, that would power that block, updating that redstone line again. Let's see if this works. Okay, that works, and yes, that works. Beautiful. So now we should be able to, the idea is to have that covered up, and oh for goodness sake, you can't walk through that. Okay, well that would be simple. I could put a piston up there that just pulls that block back as well. So the final test, and that is working, and we can now walk down, and then down here we'll do the next part of this door, but that is looking really good. Yeah, I really like that. Now we need to figure out where we're gonna have our input. And here's the thing, I want anyone to be able to access this door. I know that Grian said that it needs to be a secret hidden entrance, but with the plan I have for this whole thing, I need this door to be accessible for anyone. Yep, it sounds really weird, but bear with me. Now, it turns out that I'm very low on comparators as always, and I came over here to find this. Cherry is closed for refurbishment. I flew into the wall. I flew into this wall, thinking or not thinking about it because it's always been open. But Cherry has closed down, and I only just noticed this. What in the world is this? And how did I only just notice it? It's a mega hourglass with diamond blocks, and I believe on the top of it is the Cherry computer logo thing. Yeah, the redstone cherry. Scar, are you showing off the amount of diamonds that I and others have been spending? That's incredible, dude. That looks absolutely incredible. But what does that mean? Why is there an hourglass of diamonds and a cherry? And why is Cherry closed? I guess in terms of Sahara business though, that's pretty good. As long as we can stock observers, Mumbo, and we do have comparators. I'm gonna get myself a Sahara order of comparators. So I needed the comparators to make a pulse extender, and if I connect that up, that is the input there. Can remove that, and then I just need to connect this up to my input, which is that redstone block there and this button here, and now hopefully, yeah, that seems to have worked. Okay, let's cover that up, and if I press it from this side, oh, that is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I also feel like that time is brilliant. There's enough time without being rushed to get into the entrance. Yeah, that's working off really well. So now that we got this all sorted out, the next plan is to get down to the actual bunker. And by the looks of things, Grian has been busy. I mean, this is looking absolutely gorgeous. I love this. I love how secure it looks with these cobblestone and this sort of cavey look. It's absolutely fantastic. But to get down here, we need something else. Time for Module B. Module B is going to be what... Module B is going to be... Module B is going to be what's special with this entrance, because so far that button is accessible by everyone, and that is intended. Now for Module B, I'm gonna need a lot of space, and the problem is this wall here is just, there's no space behind it whatsoever. Why do I have diorite in my inventory? As I was saying, there's no space here whatsoever because of this cookie thing that's behind there. So we're gonna have to have the Module B entrance be on this wall over here or on this wall over here. So I've just completed a tunnel that takes us from the entrance that we built over here, and then it turns left and we just follow this tunnel over to this place over here. And this is where we're gonna be installing Module B. So these two holes leads down to the bunker wall, and we're gonna use simple water elevators here. We're gonna have one for up and one for down. Thing is though, this is where this entrance becomes secure and secret. Now for those of you who paid attention in this tunnel, I have used carpets as the floor, and the reason for that is because I can now go ahead and hide a hopper very, very easily underneath, and I gotta work out where exactly to do this to make this work. This is gonna be a very, very tricky build, but if it does work, then I'm gonna be very happy. The only problem is that we don't have a lot of space, so this would be the ceiling. Gotta make sure this doesn't feel too crammed. Then again, it doesn't really matter if it's a little bit crammed, I suppose, but I think I want to come out with the walls here, so the walls would go like that. And then it makes complete sense that our secret little entrance thing is gonna be right there. So that would be carpet, and all of this would be carpet, and throwing an item on there sucks it up by the hopper. Okay, yeah, that's step one. Step two is to create some sort of item filter, and I want this item filter to be rather quick from the time you drop your item in. Okay, so let's try the speed out. The correct item at the moment is a redstone dust, so if I throw in an ender pearl, nothing should happen. But if I throw in an or a redstone dust, we should hear a note block. Okay, that's, yeah, that may work speed-wise. That may work speed-wise. I feel it's time to reveal my plan for Module B, because it is a little bit different from what I usually do. Now, what I usually would do would be to have a keycard reader, and as long as you send in the right item into a space, we get a door or something like that that opens up, and you can pass through and you can enter whatever is behind it. But in this case, I want to be a little bit more sneaky. Now, by the sounds of things, my item filter is just broken for some reason. Yeah, it's broken, but that doesn't matter. I'll fix that in a minute. But instead of having a door that opens, I want to leave these two holes open by default. So one is going to be an elevator up, and the other one is going to be a fall pit with water in the bottom. But here's the thing. If you don't put in your Architect keycard, or if you put in a false item into the thing, the water, once you drop down, is going to disappear, and then you're gonna, and that block there would disappear as well, and you drop down to your death. Basically, Module B is a trapped entrance for the bunker. Now I feel it's time for me to go into a creative test world to actually try and work this out, because this is gonna require a lot of timing. It's going to require a lot of like testing and height and drop height and all of that stuff. So it took me quite some time to figure out, but I think I got a working prototype. This is so exciting. So imagine this place here to be that area that we dug out on the Hermitcraft server, where you press the button on the diamond thing, anyone can access it, they follow the tunnel, and they lead up to this area here. Now we have an elevator to get back up. Nothing weird with this. You just, yeah, this is just the exit, and then we have our drop chute to get down to the bunker. Now, my theory is that people that aren't authorized or doesn't know about the bunker, they will see this and they will see the water at the bottom, and they will think that it's completely safe to jump in. However, if they jump in without putting the correct Architect key code in, this happens. Water is removed, the floor is removed, and I fall all the way down to my death. It's basically the most secure entrance ever. Now, if you do have an Architect key code and you put it into the hopper that we had there in the middle, we will power something like this, and oops, I fell down. And now when I step in, Nothing happens. I securely and safely enters the bunker. I mean, is that cool or what? I think that is... Yeah, I think that is awesomely cool. And it's actually a super simple circuit. The tricky part to figure out was the drop distance for the string to have time to trigger the dispenser. And I think I used the push limit for pistons here. So this is 11 slime blocks, I believe. Yep, 11 slime blocks is what I used. This is actually... It looks pretty clean, doesn't it? It looks pretty clean. It looks pretty straightforward. So I'm about to start building this contraption on the Hermitcraft server, and I realized that I don't have any slime blocks, any iskall blocks anymore. And this used to be a thing when I lived over here in the glacial laboratory base, or whatever it's supposed to be. I always had a lot of slime. Oh, good. Has someone been shopping? I think someone's been shopping in my slime farm. That's quite hilarious. So I think I've got the circuit for the retracting floor and the water completely finished on the Hermitcraft server. I haven't yet linked it up to the keycard, so at this point in time, every single time that floor there should retract and the dispenser should be triggered. Now I don't have anything in the dispenser at the moment, and I'm gonna be quite stupid. I have Feather Falling 4 on my demise socks, and I should therefore not die. Should. I do have my totem of undying though, so I'm just gonna try and drop through, and yeah, that worked. That actually worked. But oh my goodness, is Feather Falling 4 good? Did I lose 1 heart for that? Oh, this is getting very, very exciting because I now have everything linked up. So I've linked up the keycard reader to this thing. So now if I throw in the correct keycard, the water should stay and nothing should happen. And I got that on a pulse extender down there. So that should be sufficient time to jump in. Now, one problem that I faced was the fact that I don't want it to be known whether or not you sent in the right item. I wanted to just do the same sort of effect, so I had to do a little bit of trickery over here. This is the wrong item circuit, and it will trigger this piston and a note block, and that's because this piston gets triggered if it's the correct one and a note block. So it basically should sound the same. Let's try it out. So if I first throw in a wrong item, a string, we should see this power. Yep, and the note block is heard. And then if I throw in the right item, which is a redstone block at the moment, we get the same sort of feedback. Now I've changed the note block slightly, as you may have heard. Just a little bit difference in that tone from that tone. But, I mean, it's not enough to pay attention. Anyway, let's see if this actually works. So we throw in the correct key card, we wait for the signal, and now we should be able to, yeah, jump through, and we're down in the bunker. No problem whatsoever. Now for the actual keycard item, I'm going to take a leaf out of Mumbo's book and use iron doors. I've never ever thought of these as keycards, but they work perfectly in item form as a keycard. They have that sort of, yeah, chip stamp thing or whatever, so I think that is great. Architect bunker. Welcome, Architect. Make sure you wasn't followed. Cool. Okay, so now that this is done and we have everything in place in terms of redstone, we need to figure out how long of a drop we need to drop so that someone who tries to enter this without a keycard dies, even though they may have Feather Falling 4. Let's head over to my creative test well again and do some fall test. Now to start this off, I'm gonna try drop 40 blocks with Feather Falling 4. I feel like that should be enough. So I got full hearts. I'm ready to do this. I'm in survival. Let's jump down and half a heart. We were at half a heart. So what about Feather Falling 4, 41 blocks? Half a heart again. You kidding me? Now the answer to everything is 42, right? So let's try 42, Feather Falling 4. And yeah. That did it. That did it. 42 blocks. That's incredible. So that is Y level 25. I'm gonna bring it down just to be sure. 3 more blocks. I mean, it doesn't really hurt, does it? There is, however, one more problem, and that problem is that most people are gonna be holding a Totem of Undying, specifically if they drop into a bunker that they know nothing about. I mean, I would. If I'd go down to this hole, see this observer, I would definitely hold my Totem of Undying. I feel like I should test this, but I also feel like I shouldn't test this. Because what if What if my Totem of Undying doesn't work? I've never used one of these, ever. If this fails, I'm gonna be very upset, but I'm gonna try it out. So no keycard, or actually, let's insert the wrong keycard. So the correct keycard is the bunker keycard. Let's do this full on. I go with anything else, and I get the confirmation that it read my item. I'm holding my Totem of Undying. I got Feather Falling 4. Okay, let's do this. Ah! I didn't die. What in the world? I'm just gonna bring this all the way down. Why not? Yeah, just gonna bring this thing all the way down. Right, so from Y level 59 to Y level 10 should be 49 blocks. I should definitely die this time. I'm scared, but here goes. Please work, Totem of Undying. Ah! What in the world is going on? What in the world? It must be the water. It must be the timing of the water that I thought I had figured out that I haven't figured out. Unless protection helps with falling. Right, let's try this out. Let's find out whether or not protection 4 also helps protecting us from fall damage. I mean, it makes sense, I guess. I never knew if that's the case. Here goes, 42 blocks, protection 4, feather falling. It does help you with feather falling. Oh, goodness. Okay, I didn't know that. Right, here goes, protection 4 on the leggings as well. Do I take less damage? I take a lot less damage. It's pretty impossible to die from fall damage as long as you have some protection and feather falling. I mean, that's 50 blocks right there. Now, with my new knowledge of protection and feather falling and how powerful it is, I have come up with a different plan. Instead of dropping them down to fall damage death, I think something like this may work. And then this looks ridiculously cool. So you drop down into the chute. We still keep it so that you die if you don't have the feather falling and protection combo. But then when you fall down here, you trigger this pressure plate, which puts lava on your face. Now this also takes care of the Totem of Undying problem, and what I've done here is to have lava pockets behind the wall. So if you start mining this wall, well, you're gonna mine into lava, and you will die. It'll be extremely difficult to get out of this one. So back on the Hermitcraft server, and I'm just about to fill in the last 2 pockets of lava. This should all work out. So that is linked up. I need to put a lava bucket in there. But yeah, that's gonna cause issues. And then if I do, oh, this is so scary. But that, and then another one here. Yeah. So now whatever block you would mine in the panic to try and get out, that should trap you, and your Totems of Undyings are going to be pretty useless. And that is all linked up. Yeah, okay, I think that is good. So you're going to die from feather falling unless you have, or from fall damage, unless you have protection 4 on another piece of armor. And if you do, you're going to be at low health and then have lava be spilt over you, and you're totally encased in lava. Yeah, this is a good plan. Now there is one last thing that I need to make sure is a function, and that is to get the Architect keycard back to the Architect who enters the bunker. And I think I'm going to make this fairly simple. What we're going to do is have a, this is the roof, so I'm going to have a dropper, I think, there, and that's going to drop down the keycard so that when you exit the bunker, or enter the bunker, the keycard will be right next to you. I think that is, yeah, that's gonna work out, and I'll have to tell them a lot of things, the Architect boys. So everything is installed. Let's give this a proper test, and it's actually quite scary because there's a trap involved now, but that works fine, and my keycard is right here. Sweet, perfect. That is a very, very dangerous and secret and special entrance to the Architect bunker. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm super proud of this entrance. I love the fact that it's not just a secret entrance. It actually requires, it's actually like a little bit of a puzzle game. And maybe we don't trap anyone. Maybe we don't get anyone trapped into this system, but there is a chance. There is a big chance that we get someone trapped who tries to enter our bunker. And well, yeah, you shouldn't enter bunkers that you're not supposed to be part of. However, I have to summon Mumbo and Grian, and I have to have a meeting and explain the whole system. I also have to give them the Architect bunker key cards so that they can actually access the bunker, because without that, yeah, we all know. We all know what happens. But anyway, I really do hope that you have enjoyed this episode of Hermitcraft. I have had a lot of fun building this very weird redstone contraption. But if you have, make sure to hit the like button down below. And if you're brand new, consider subscribing. And I will see you dudes in the next episode.